What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look and a listen to Representative Ted Lieu. He's going to be talking about the Social Security 2100 Act. We're going to be talking about why we need this new proposal. And I call it a new proposal. I know this proposal was initiated back in 2014, but they keep reintroducing it every year because they're trying to get it passed. And so this is Representative Larson's plan. And before we show this video clip, because I did have some people ask me about the Social Security 2100 Act. What is in the Social Security 2100 Act? I did a video, this is probably about 6 months ago, and I talked about it, but I want to show you where you can go and find out this information when it comes to the Social Security 2100 Act. So if you go to, and I'll you know what, I'll have a link. I'll post a link to this. It'll be in the comment section pinned at the very top. So if you go down to the comment section, that top pin will be my just telling you guys thank you for your support and all that. And then I'll have a link there. You can click on that link and it'll take you right over to this information that we have here. So this is a press release from Representative Larson, and he is talking about the Social Security 2100 Act. And I do have, actually, I did make a mistake, and I've actually been saying this for a few months now, so I want to correct what I was saying. When it comes to the 2%, I was saying that they would tie that to the COLA increase, but that's actually not what they're doing. They're just doing a 2% across the board, okay? So everyone will get that 2% increase. Now, I know 2%, it's not a lot, but it will help because every little bit helps, in my opinion. But that first year, if this is implemented, that first year, you see that 2% increase, that will, you get that 2% increase plus you'll get whatever the cost of living adjustment is for that year. I would have hoped that they would have tied it to the cost of living adjustment. I would have hoped that they would have done that, but they're not doing that. So that is what we have. So it'll be a 2% across the board. And then they will have an alteration to the COLA increase, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But let me just show you the key points here, okay? And we're not going to go over every one, but I'll just kind of briefly go over these. Like I said, there'll be a link. Click on that link, and you can look at all the information and do more research if you want to do that. So increase, and this is the increased benefits, 2% across the board. So it improves the cost of living adjustment. Now, the way that they're going to improve the cost of living adjustment is what they're going to do is they're going to use a different metric. They're going to use the CPIE and not the CPIW. Currently, they're using the CPIW. That's for wage earners and clerical staff. They're going to get away from that and use the CPIE, which is for the elderly. And that is more, that's a better reflection of how seniors spend money. Okay, so that's the reason why they want to change that metric. Okay, so, and then it says increase benefits to boost lower income seniors. So they want to bring everyone up to 125% of the poverty line. So that is something that, and we've seen this in different proposals, but that would help a lot of people. So not only will you get that 2%, but then you'll also get a boost that will bring you up to 125% of the poverty level. Improve benefits for widows and widowers. Restore student benefits, and so that would up the age to 26. Increases access to benefits for children, repeals the windfall elimination provision and the GPO. Now, this is important. I talked about this before, too. This actually will impact me because I'm receiving a pension right now. So if I get the 10 years that I need to get, right now I have about 5 years. So if I do another 5 years, then I will be qualified to receive Social Security benefits, but I'm going to receive that it's going to be cut. Okay, so I'll have a big cut because I'm receiving a pension. So they want to repeal that. And so all the money that I've put into Social Security, I'll be able to receive that and then some, just like everyone. Everyone receives all the money that you put in. You should be able to receive that if you live long enough. And then if you live over that mark, then you're still receiving Social Security benefits. Okay, so some of the other things here in the 5-month waiting period when it comes to disability claims, increased benefits by an additional 5%. And that's for those who've received Social Security for 15 years or more. And so as you guys can see, there are a lot of things on here. I want you guys to look at this for yourself. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. I don't want to go any further than this because I want you guys to see this clip, and I don't want this video to be too long. But that's what the Social Security 2100 Act is all about. And right now, it's probably the most popular proposal that's out there. And I would say if we see Congress move on something when it comes to Social Security, you're going to see a lot of what's in the Social Security 2100 Act in that proposal, because you can get bipartisan support with this proposal. And another thing I should mention, this proposal will sunset after 2 or 3 years. They're going to have to revisit it. So it's when you have some lawmakers that are very skeptical about making a big commitment for years down the road, if you say, okay, we're going to sunset it in 2 or 3 years and reevaluate it, that puts some lawmakers at ease. They'll say, okay, well, we can try it out. If it doesn't work, then we can try something else. And so that is something that you can get some of those people that are on the fence right now, you can get them to buy into it. We see this a lot with former President Trump's the tax cuts. They call it tax cuts for billionaires. That in 2017, that sunset. So that will sunset in 2025. And so they do that with a lot of bills. Okay, so let's go ahead. I want to get to Representative Lieu talking about Social Security 2100 Act. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. You can also come and join us on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be doing a live stream on the headline news of the week. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to get right over to Representative Lieu talking about Social Security reform. Here we go.
Followed by Mr. Norquist.
Thank you, Representative Lawson, for your terrific leadership on Social Security. And many people here have been hearing about Social Security 2100. I just want to talk a little bit about what is actually in this amazing bill. It increases a number of benefits, including increases benefits 2% across the board. It improves the cost of living adjustment, increases benefits to boost lower income seniors. It improves benefits for widows and widowers. It restores student benefits up to age 26. It increases access to benefits for children. It repeals a windfall elimination provision, ends a 5-month waiting period, increases benefits by an additional 5% for the most elderly, provides caregiver credits, and ends the disability benefit cliff. How does it do that? It does it by ensuring millionaires and billionaires pay their fair share, and it closes a loophole of avoiding FICA taxes, and it puts an investment income tax only for people making over $400,000. This is an amazing bill. It's time we pass Representative John Larson's Social Security 2100 to preserve Social Security for this generation and generations to come. And I yield back to Mr. Larson.
Okay, so that was Representative Lieu. That was very, very quick. I didn't even realize that. I haven't watched this before. So he said he basically went down the list, and some of the stuff we already talked about. But when it comes down to it, just understanding how this is going to work, they're talking about raising the cap. So basically, people making $400,000 or more are going to have to start paying into the payroll contribution again. Okay, so most people will pay into the payroll contribution until they reach $168,600, and then after that point, you no longer have to pay into the payroll contribution. But what they want to do is they want to change that. If you're making $400,000 or more, now you're going to have to pay into the payroll contribution again. And so that's where the funding will come when it comes to this bill. Now, there are some arguments out there that people, the wealthy people are controlling politicians, so it's not going to happen because they will make sure that politicians don't vote in favor of this. That could be true. We don't know. But another option is to raise the payroll contribution for everyone. You raise the payroll contribution for everyone. That means someone who is working right now, they're paying 6.2%. Their employer's paying 6.2%. Now they might have to pay 7.2% or 8.2%. And so you raise it by a couple of percentage points, and that's how you can actually prolong the program as well. So that's the other option. But the bottom line is we need to have more revenue coming in. Okay, so when you hear those lawmakers talking about raising the full retirement age, that is not going to be enough. You need to bring in more revenue. So if you bring in more revenue, then it will work. But if you don't, then we just have lawmakers that are just talking and not really serious about moving forward with some type of reform that will actually do something. So that's all I have for this video, but I want to know what you guys think about the Social Security 2100 Act. And then also I have one more request. If you guys watch my live stream on Thursday, if you watched it live, let me know in the comments below. Just say, yes, I watched the live, or I caught the live after it was recorded. Just let me know. I just want to know how many of you guys are actually getting notifications and you're actually watching the lives, because I really want to move forward with doing more of these, but I want to make sure that you guys are getting the notifications. And it's always an issue when it comes to YouTube, sending out notifications. I don't know exactly. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So just let me know. Did you get a notification? If you did, were you able to catch the live? All right, that's all I have for you guys. Talk to you in the next one. Bye.
This Congress can't pass gas, and he needs to run against a do-nothing Congress. And I think that can give them some traction that he did not have before. But, you know, maybe they could get Rudy Giuliani to be speaker. We know he can pass gas for sure. But this is almost comical.